Hi there and welcome back, where today I'm going to be talking to you about the new WAGAMAMA RAKIA song, which is called Gravity Game. And yes, I do like a name with a little bit of a sciencey vibe, being a bit of a science nerd myself. However, those nerd points are quickly lost when you spell the A's as fours. However, let's forgive it, because I tell you what, WAGAMAMA RAKIA are one of those bands, yeah, I did just pronounce that really badly, are one of those bands who I have really enjoyed. And I think that one of the key values of that is because in this world now where it's a good sort of 10 years since baby metal first launched off that Japanese almost trope of mixing heavy rock with more poppy J-pop sounds, there have been a lot of groups that have come out in that time. You've had baby metal themselves, who've obviously kept going for the best part, really typifying those mixture of different genres. You've had bands who've taken it in the more crazy direction, like the sort of Lady Babies, but then you've had bands like WAGAMAMA RAKIA who've really kind of made a sound that they could build a band around, that they could have variation in, but something that actually really sounded like a serious fusion. And WAGAMAMA RAKIA's sound has had some interesting songs that we've had a chance to review here, most notably Survive, which seems to be their most popular song and is really on the heavy side, and then Joker, which does again mix the rock with pop with rap value, which they so well bring through MC Miri, who I will be coming back to, but they do that with a sort of more pop rock punky vibe in that song. So yes, they've managed to really build a sound but also keep variation into it. So where does Gravity Game fit into that? Well, Gravity Game, I'll be honest, I think that they were kind of trying to maybe go and recapture a bit of that Survive sound again. So yeah, Survive was their most popular song, and nothing wrong with having a core sound, but this really does have a similar tempo, a similar vibe, it rocks in a similar way. Now, does that work against it? Does that mean that the song kind of feels like it's dead on arrival? Certainly not. It is different enough. You know, the melody and everything of this song are unique enough to make it really stand out and give it its own individual qualities. And you know, I really enjoyed it. Yes, it's one of those songs, but if you're not already sold on WAGAMAMA RAKIA, this is not going to change your mind hugely. However, I think if you are a fan of them, you're going to be enjoying this, and it is a good solid entry as another single. However, this brings me back round, as I mentioned, to MC Miri. Now, as anyone who knows, who's been following this channel for a while would know, I am a bit of a fan. I do like a bit of rap, a bit of hip-hop, which is always amusing coming from a 30-something balding white guy. However, I do like it as a genre I grew up with, amongst other genres as well. And so when it comes to these pop groups, I've never been too pressuring on them to have really good rappers in them, because, you know, pop groups tend to have rappers almost like an extra little feature, just a little thing they put in there. The rap tends not to be very good, just a few bars to break up the song usually and make them a little bit more cool, give them some street cred. However, WAGAMAMA RAKIA have been one of those groups who really sounded different. I've often said through MC Miri that they've got a rapper who really feels like she could do her own thing solo. And this seemingly is not something that I just feel. Now, I don't know if this is just because recently I've come to being, I'm staying here in Korea at the moment rather than Japan where I usually am, or whether it actually is an upgrade on all version of YouTube. But anyway, if you go onto YouTube videos now and you look at the little play bar, it seems to give you a graph that shows you which parts of the song, the video, are most replayed, the bits that people most go round to, which is usually something that only the creator can see, but now everyone can see. And I went through a few WAGAMAMA RAKIA songs, including this latest one, Gravity Game, and I realised that people are going back specifically to re-listen to MC Miri's verses, which I totally agree with. I think she's a standout. Now, the reason this is interesting is because usually I thought, well, that's just something that I would like and other people would just see as, oh, she's a cool rapper, but clearly people are noticing her. So I did a little bit of research, looked into it, and I found something very amusing that I am going to recommend to you, which is look up Rhymeberry. Now, Rhymeberry are seemingly the rap group that she originally came from before joining WAGAMAMA RAKIA. And whereas WAGAMAMA RAKIA, they've got a great sense of humour. I love the fact they are very tongue-in-cheek. I think, like any of these groups, if you're going to be hard-edged, you've got to have the ability to take yourself tongue-in-cheek. We've often mentioned, like, Bandmate are a good example of this as well. Because if you can't do that, then your attempts to be hard-edged sometimes come across as a little bit amusing. So having the ability to have a slight sense of humour, laugh at yourself a little bit, have a little bit of a funny edge as well is really important. And yeah, that might be the case for WAGAMAMA RAKIA, but as a general, they are that hard-edged band. Rhymeberry, on the other hand, are very, very bubblegum hip-hop. It's like a mixture between J-pop. It's the cutesy thing because she and the two other rap members of the group are quite young. This started seemingly when they were in their early teenage years, because the videos go back as far as like 9 years from what I could tell. And I think she's only 24 now. So this is a group that she was with a while, but I definitely would say check it out because it is an amusing counter. Yes, her skills are much more basic on those songs. You know, she's not quite got as much of an individual style on them. Still, it is great to see what she does. And I think the most notable, the song that seems to come up first when you search them is something Choto Matedake, something like that. I can't remember the name. Anyway, it's the one you'll see it when it comes up. It's the one with them on a white background. Check it out. I would say that if you're a fan of WAGAMAMA RAKIA, that is a definite place to go and get something of a bit of an amusing background, especially if you like hip-hop and you've been enjoying what she does. Good to see a rapper who's come up through a genuinely J-pop sort of route come up through that sort of background, which usually is the sort of thing we only see for groups like, I remember when we were checking out Babe Metal and we were seeing when the Yui and Moa first auditioned for Sakura Gakuin, which is the group that itself was the parent group of Babe Metal. And then you've got Sue going back to Karen Girls and just all little teeny tiny versions of themselves. So it's interesting seeing a sort of a rap version of that. Anyway, that all being said, when it comes to this song, Gravity Game, yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was also interesting to see that all 4 members really got a say in this. Usually, sometimes the songs slightly feel like maybe we're going towards a bit of almost a duet between Minami doing the lead vocals and then Miri doing the hip-hop, and the other two almost feel like there's someone in the background. Yes, it is fair to say that, again, Minami and Miri take the most notable foreground roles in this song, but I really did feel like all 4 members were contributing something that you could definitely feel in this song. So it isn't going to change your mind hugely if you're not already a fan of them. However, it's that usual good quality production. It hits a similar sort of mood and tone to Survive. It's really good. I wonder if this had come out before Survive and if you'd switch them around chronologically, whether we would be talking about them in equal standing. I think maybe Survive is a slightly better song, but hey, we might be biased by just the fact that we already know it. Anyway, as I say, good song for fans. Maybe not going to win you over if you're not already a fan, but if you do want something new and very different to listen to, go check out Rhymeberry. Anyway, those are my opinions as always. Get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao ciao.